Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Riverdale versus Northwood. I think we better buckle up for a behemoth brain battle. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Riverdale versus Northwood. Let's meet our teams. Let's go to our starting lineups for Riverdale, led by Coach Thacker. In slot number 1, we have Carolyn, a freshman. In slot number 2, we have Chloe, a sophomore. And in slot number 3, we have Kellen, a senior. Now, for Northwood, led by Coach Myers. In slot number 1, we have Elizabeth, a senior. In slot number 2, we have Haley, a sophomore. And in slot number 3, we have Gabe, a sophomore. All right, welcome to our players and all of our teams and you at home. We're going to start things off as we always do, which is the toss-up round. In this round, all questions are worth 10 points. No deduction for an incorrect answer, so if you think you know it, I say go for it. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Here we go. Identify the continent that is home to the Kimberley Plateau, located immediately south of the Timor Sea. That would be Riverdale. Chloe?
Antarctica?
Incorrect. Northwood, chance to steal. That would be Elizabeth.
Africa.
Incorrect. Australia is what we needed there. Multiple choice question. In the human diet, this necessary element is the most commonly identified deficiency. Name this element often associated with lack of protein in the diet. Is it A, iron, B, calcium, or C, iodine? That would be Northwood. Haley?
A, iron.
Correct. This verb that begins with the letters A, B means to declare one free of guilt and blame. That would be Riverdale. Chloe?
Abstain?
Incorrect. Oh, I need to finish. Identify this 7-letter verb. That would be Northwood. Elizabeth?
Absolve.
Absolve is what we needed there. Yes. The juicy orange you ate was made up of several sections that separate easily. What are these sections? That would be Riverdale. Chloe?
Wedges?
We will not accept wedges. What are these sections called? Northwood, chance to steal. That would be Gabe.
Slices?
We cannot accept slices either. Carpals. What Netflix series is based off The Karate Kid, a classic that would be Riverdale. Chloe?
Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai is correct. With over 300 million copies sold, what is the most popular video game ever? Riverdale. Chloe?
Super Mario Bros?
Incorrect. Northwood, chance to steal. That would be Gabe.
Minecraft?
Minecraft is what we needed there. Yes. Thumbelina is the heroine of a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. Her adventures begin when she is kidnapped from her home to become the bride of what animal? That would be Riverdale. Carolyn?
Frog?
Frog is correct. While golfing, when you knock a piece of turf out of the ground beneath the ball with your club, what is the piece of loose turf called? Time. A divot. Multiple choice question. When a cell has to use its own energy to bring molecules into the cell or push molecules out of the cell, what type of transport is taking? That would be Riverdale. Chloe?
Active transport?
Active. Didn't even need the multiple choice. That was C, by the way. Give the name of the chemical element that lies directly beneath nitrogen in the periodic table and whose chemical symbol is P. That would be Northwood. Elizabeth?
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus is correct. That is all 10 questions in this round. Let's take a look at our score. Riverdale 30, Northwood 40. A very, very close competition indeed, but we're just getting started. Stick around. Risk and reward coming up next. I'm Mark Hathaway, host of BGSU Brain Game. If you find yourself shouting answers from the couch during our show, we have a new club just for you. It's called the Brain Boosters. As a member, you'll receive an invitation to a Brain Game taping and a meet and greet with the cast and crew. But that's not all. Let's meet the starting lineup. With a donation of $60, you'll receive a year-long membership to the Brain Boosters, a Brain Game stress ball, and access to PBS Passport, a streaming library of thousands of your favorite programs. A $90 donation will get you the club membership, PBS Passport, as well as a Brain Game mug. Are you an avid reader of the New York Times? How about wanting to learn a second language on Babbel? Well, a $120 donation will give you a year-long subscription to either service, membership to the Brain Boosters, and access to PBS Passport. And finally, a donation of $150 or more will get you everything I just mentioned, a Brain Game stress ball and mug, a year-long membership to the Brain Boosters, PBS Passport, and a subscription to either Babbel or the New York Times. And let's not forget, you'll receive our monthly preview guide as well. So, what's your answer? You have 3 seconds remaining. There's no time limit on joining. Thanks for supporting WBGU PBS, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Riverdale 30, Northwood 40 points. Before we move on, we have some new players to welcome to the game for Riverdale. In slot number 1, we have Lily, a freshman. And in slot number 2, for Northwood, we have Cyrus, a junior. Welcome to our new players and our returning players. This is risk and reward. Both teams are going to get a shot at the same questions. First 9 are 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. 10th question is our risk and reward question. We're going to give you a topic, and you can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on that topic. You get it right, you get the points. Get it wrong or a non-answer, you lose those points. If you don't like the topic, though, you can simply pass. Riverdale, you're at 30. Northwood, you're at 40. Northwood, that means you are sticking around. Riverdale, right this way. Off to isolation you go. All right, Northwood, are you ready for risk and reward? Starts right now. First is a multiple choice question. In what year was the iPhone released? Was it A, 2006, B, 2007, or C, 2008? That would be Gabe.
2006.
Incorrect. It is B, 2007. How many countries make up Central America? Time, 7. In the sentence, Emmanuel was equally reticent about both questions asked. What is the correct spelling of the word reticent? That would be Elizabeth.
Redicent.
Close. Reticent. Multiple choice question. Which video game console had the highest sales in 2023? Is it A, Nintendo Switch, B, PlayStation 5, or C, Xbox Series SX? That would be Gabe.
B, PlayStation.
B, PlayStation 5. If you were fortunate enough to make a trip to visit the largest and most powerful particle accelerator in the world, the Large Hadron Collider, what country would be your destination? That would be Gabe.
Sweden.
Incorrect. Switzerland. Name the 7-letter verb that begins with an O and ends in an S, which means to crush by abuse of power or authority. That would be Elizabeth.
Oppress.
Oppress is correct. Which act signed into law in 2010 was upheld as constitutional in 2012 by the Supreme Court? It is commonly referred to as Obamacare. Time. It's known as the Affordable Care Act. While the human body displays bilateral symmetry, what type of symmetry is demonstrated in a starfish? Time. Radial. Multiple choice question. With which humanistic theorist would you associate the triangular graphic that represented his theory of the hierarchy of needs in humans? Is it A, Sigmund Freud, B, Ivan Pavlov, or C, Abraham Maslow? That'd be Gabe.
C.
C is correct, Maslow. Risk and reward time. The topic is charities. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on this topic, or you can pass. Northwood, what do you think?
We'll pass.
Northwood decides to pass. That's the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time for you to head out and go to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Riverdale. Come on in. Welcome back, Riverdale. Are you ready for risk and reward? All right, here we go. Starts off with a multiple choice question. In what year was the first iPhone released? Was it A, 2006, B, 2007, or C, 2008? That will be Chloe.
2007.
2007 is correct. How many countries make up Central America? Time. I'm not in time, I'm sorry. 7. In the sentence, Emmanuel was equally reticent about both questions asked of him. What is the correct spelling of the word reticent? That would be Chloe.
R-E-D-I-S-C-E-N-T.
Incorrect. R-E-T-I-C-E-N-T. Multiple choice question. Which video game console had the highest sales in 2023? Is it A, Nintendo Switch, B, PlayStation 5, or C, Xbox Series SX? That would be Lily.
PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5 is correct. If you were fortunate enough to make a trip to visit the largest and most powerful particle accelerator in the world, the Large Hadron Collider, what country would be your destination? That would be Chloe.
Russia?
Incorrect. Switzerland. Name this 7-letter verb that begins with an O and ends in an S, which means to crush by abuse of power or authority. Time. Oppress is what we needed there. Which act signed into law in 2010 was upheld as constitutional in 2012 by the Supreme Court and is commonly referred to as Obamacare? That would be Chloe.
Healthcare Act?
Incorrect. Affordable Care Act. While the human body displays bilateral symmetry, what type of symmetry is demonstrated in a starfish? That would be Chloe.
Pentalateral?
Incorrect. Radial is what we needed there. Multiple choice question. With which humanistic theorist would you associate the triangular graphic that represented his theory of the hierarchy of needs in humans? That would be Chloe.
Maslow?
Maslow is correct. That's letter C, by the way. Risk and reward time. The topic is charities. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on this topic, or you can pass. What do you think, Riverdale?
Risk 5 for...
5 points. 5 points on charities. Which charitable group founded by William and Catherine Booth has provided millions of people food, clothing, and shelter since its inception in 1865? That would be Chloe.
Salvation Army?
That is correct. A bonus 5 points to you. Riverdale, that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. Let's clear our scores and let's bring back in Northwood. Come on in. Welcome back, Northwood. Let's see where our scores are. Northwood has 70 points. Riverdale has 65 points. A very, very close competition. Stick around. Our category round is coming up next, where questions are worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. And beware, deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. We have Riverdale at 65, Northwood at 70. Doesn't get much closer than this. Before we move on, though, let's welcome some players. For Riverdale, in slot number 3, we have Carolyn. And in slot number 2 for Northwood, we have Sophia, a freshman. So welcome to our players. New ones and returning. This is the category round. This is where the power shifts to you, our teams. There are 6 categories to choose from. Questions range from 10, 15, 20, 25 to 30 points. But red alert, that's right, red alert. Deductions start now, so if you go for 15, you're actually risking 15 points as well. We do have a double or nothing question hiding somewhere in there. Double the points, no risk. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Even though it is a close game, Riverdale, you are at 65, and that gives you the privilege of making the first selection.
Famous speeches for 15.
Famous speeches for 15 points. Identify the answer from the clues provided relating to famous speeches. Whose second inaugural address included the phrase, "with malice toward none, with charity for all"? That would be Abraham Lincoln. Riverdale in control.
Shared borders for 15.
Shared borders for 15 points. Nebraska shares its northern border with what state? That would be Carolyn.
South Dakota.
Correct. In control is Riverdale and in the lead.
International flags for 15.
International flags for 15. This is the image category. Identify the country with this flag. That would be Riverdale. Lily.
Ireland.
Ireland is correct. Riverdale in control.
International flags for 20.
International flags for 20 points. This flag, the country, that would be Riverdale. Lily.
Argentina.
Correct. In control is Riverdale making a move.
International flags for 25.
International flags now for 25 points. Identify the country with this flag. That would be Riverdale. Carolyn.
North Korea.
North Korea is correct. In control, Riverdale stepping on the gas.
Let's go international flags for 30.
International flags for 30 points. Identify the country with this flag. That would be Riverdale. Lily.
Lebanon.
Lebanon is correct.
Let's go shared borders for 20.
Shared borders for 20 points. Alabama shares its border with how many other states? That would be Northwood. Gabe.
4.
4 is correct. Northwood snatches back control.
International flags 10.
International flags for 10 points. Identify the country with this flag. That would be Riverdale. Lily.
France.
France is correct. Riverdale takes back that control.
Let's go shared borders for 10.
Shared borders for 10 points. Which two countries share the longest land border in the world? Riverdale. Chloe.
Russia and China.
Incorrect. Northwood, chance to steal. Time. Canada and the United States. Riverdale in control.
Let's go fun facts for 20.
Fun facts for 20 points. This is the double or nothing question, open to all buzzers. Which famous singer-songwriter is known as the Boss? That would be Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen. Riverdale in control.
Let's go fun facts for 15.
Fun facts for 15 points. What is the name of the popular video game franchise featuring brothers that are plumbers? That would be Riverdale. Chloe.
Super Mario Bros.
That is Super Mario Brothers, yes. In control, Riverdale.
Fun facts for 25.
Fun facts for 25. Besides the U.S. Postal Service, who delivered the most packages worldwide in 2023? Riverdale. Chloe.
Amazon.
Amazon is correct. Riverdale still in control.
Shared borders for 25.
Shared borders now for 25 points. Identify the large arm of the Mediterranean Sea that borders the countries of Slovenia, Montenegro, Albania, and Croatia. That would be Riverdale. Lily.
Bosnia.
Incorrect. Northwood, chance to steal. The Adriatic Sea is what we were looking for there. Riverdale still in control.
Fun facts 30.
Fun facts for 30 points. What famous singer is known as the Material Girl? That would be Riverdale. Chloe.
Madonna.
Madonna is correct. Riverdale in control.
Famous speeches 10.
Famous speeches for 10 points. Who gave the speech that began, "We shall fight on the beaches"? That would be Northwood. Elizabeth.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill is correct. Northwood takes control.
Phobias for 20.
Phobias for 20 points. Given a phobia, identify the idea, creature, or thing feared intensely. Cyanophobia. That would be Northwood. Elizabeth.
Dogs.
Dog is correct. In control is Northwood.
Phobias 25.
Phobias for 25. Glossophobia. Public speaking. In control is Northwood.
Phobias 30.
Phobias for 30 points. Thalassophobia. That would be Riverdale. Lily.
Fear of the ocean.
Correct. In control is Riverdale.
Let's go famous speeches 20.
Famous speeches for 20 points. Who said an eye for an eye only? That would be Riverdale. Chloe.
Jesus.
Incorrect. Ends up making the whole world blind. Northwood, chance to steal. Mahatma Gandhi is what we needed there. In control is Riverdale.
Phobias 15.
Phobias for 15 points. Monophobia. That is the fear of being alone. In control is Riverdale.
Fun facts 10.
Fun facts for 10 points. What is the highest level a Pokemon can reach? That would be Northwood. Elizabeth.
100.
100 is correct. Northwood takes back control.
10-letter words for 20.
10-letter words for 20. I will give you a definition of a word that contains 10 letters that starts with T. Enticement or allurement. End of round. The answer to that, by the way, was temptation. Let's take a look at our score. Northwood with 130, currently in the lead. With 225 is Riverdale, but it ain't over till it's over. Coming up next is our brainstorm round. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Northwood 130, Riverdale 225 points. Before we get to our final round, though, let's welcome back some players for Riverdale in slot number 3. Welcome back to Kellen. And in slot number 2 for Northwood. Hello and welcome back to Haley. All right, this is our final round. This is the brainstorm round. This is where all the marbles end up. Each question in this round is 20 points, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, not after. That will be a deduction in points, and you cannot, I repeat, you cannot steal a question in this round. Sound good? All right, here we go. What is 5% of 20? Riverdale, Chloe.
4.
Incorrect. 1. It is noon in Connecticut. What time is it in London, England? Northwood, Gabe.
5 p.m.
5, correct. Tara is suffering from acute otitis. What body part is inflamed? That would be the ear. Identify the U.S. president who earned the nickname the Era of Good Feeling President. That would be James Monroe. In Hugh Lofting's Dr. Dolittle stories, who aids Dr. Dolittle in learning the animals' languages? Time. Polynesia is what we needed there. With which type of animal would a farrier be associated? A horse for hoof care. Identify the Greek hero credited with the stratagem called the Trojan horse. Riverdale, Lily.
Odysseus.
Odysseus is correct. Identify the U.S. state known as the Cradle of Presidents. Riverdale, Chloe.
Ohio.
Ohio is correct. Which Canadian province is located due west of Saskatchewan? That would be Alberta. What point on the Earth's surface is considered the precise place where an earthquake occurs? That will be Northwood. Gabe.
Between tectonic plates.
Incorrect. Epicenter is what we needed there. This Indonesian lizard is classified as the largest living land lizard. Northwood. Gabe.
Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon is correct. What is 20% of 675? time. That would be 135. In which of the Great Lakes is Mackinac Island located? That would be Northwood. Gabe.
Huron?
Huron is correct. What is the SI unit? Oh, end of round. Let's take a look at our score. Northwood 170 and Riverdale with 245. Our winner. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come out, meet in the middle, shake hands, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.